Hello everybody, it's FarmSim Guy here, hope you're all doing well. It is just about dark here, but as you can see we've got another rig turned up because the pond has been fully filled. Now it isn't finished, and I'll show you a little bit more about that tomorrow when the sun comes up. There's still a little bit of work to do, but some of the bigger equipment can leave now, so we've radioed the construction firm who've come to get their stuff. And they've bought this very nice Kenworth. Very nice indeed. This is from JMF Modding, and it is already out for 22, so you want to go and check it out. And of course, Custom Modding's Landol low loader as well, so that's well worth having a look at. If you know already, Custom Modding stuff is absolutely superb. It's been a busy day already, and we've got a busy day ahead of us tomorrow, so I will bid you good night here, and we will see you in the morning. Good morning everyone, here we are. It is the first day of September, and it is early in the morning, and we've got a few things we need to do before the day kicks off properly. And the first one of those is to nip around here, because what we've done, we've put the small red auger, the unload auger for the bins, we've put it over the TMR machine, because we need to feed the cows. We need to top them up, so a bit of a daily task, that one. This only takes 8,000 litres before you need to unload it, so good opportunity for us to keep it moving. Hopefully I've parked close enough to that it will unload. We'll need to just switch it on. Hit the R button. There we go. So it's running. I didn't get the trailer over it, so we'll try that again. And there we go, filling up now. Like I said, this only makes a maximum of about 8,000 litres. Or it can certainly hold that much. We might need to get some additional storage for it, but that'll do for now. That'll be certainly enough to feed the cows for the morning. So we'll get them fed, and then we'll talk about what we're going to do today. Now, there's a couple of things, big things we've decided to do. Now, if you remember the Field 31 over there that we had all the problems with the course plate, we are going to sell that. We thought we'd maybe fix some of the problems with it, but actually, when we look at the amount of land we've got, we don't necessarily need it for what we're going to be doing. So we're going to get rid of it and maybe keep that money for a little bit and help us with what's in the bank for a little bit longer. Cows are doing well. Still growing up, so we're not going to see anything from them. We want to fatten these up and get them sold. We are beef cattle only. I'm not going to do milk cows on this series, so that's that done. What we'll do, we'll park this trailer back underneath the auger and it can load and unload as it sees fit, so we'll do that. The other thing to do is jump into some tillage as well. We've got a lot of fields we've combined, which we would probably benefit from getting to the next stage, ready for planting, so we'll do that as well. And we have got one very small field of wheat sitting down that needs to be looked at as well, so we'll get the combine out. I think that's the next thing we'll do, is grab the combine, get that sorted. There we go, 147 litres, so we don't need to unload it yet, but it is in the right place. So we will take this. I think we'll maybe take the bigger John Deere for the cultivating, and we'll get that sorted. Great, let's jump in the John Deere. Now, if you remember the last episode, we had a plough. We have got rid of that plough and we've replaced it with a cultivator. For no other reason really than I think it's a little bit quicker, a little bit more courseplay friendly than having offset tools. Certainly I was finding that with auto drive as well, that it was proving a few problems with offset tools, and I probably need to spend a little bit more time working out what's going on with it. But in the interim, we have got this nice 5 metre cultivator, so we're actually covering more ground with it as well, which is nice. So we'll run this down to the field, we'll set this up running on course plate, and then we'll come back and grab the combine, and then at least we're doing 2 jobs at once. So it's just the little field down to our left here. If you remember the maize field that we took our initial silage out of with a little New Holland forage harvester, that's coming up on our left, and just below that is where the wheat field is. So this is the field that we're going to use the cultivator in. So I'm going to pull in here now, and we're going to play with the latest version of Courseplay. Okay, we are going to jump into Courseplay here. We're going to hit create job. We're going to do field work. Target mode is just left as it is because we're on the field already. And we're going to open up the Courseplay controller. We're going to make 3 headlands, I think. That's probably good enough. I'm going to go with sharp corners. Everything else is going to stay the same for now. We're going to generate the fieldwork course. We can close it now. That is all looking good. And then we can come out of here. And you can see there's our course showing up. Got the arrows on still there. And now, if I use the new mini Courseplay pop-up, I'll switch it to first waypoint. Working width is fine. I'm going to hit the go button here. And there we go. That is very nice. That is very handy. Like that. Now you can either hit the cross button there, or the default key is delete to bring it back up. So that is a nice new addition to Courseplay. I like that a lot. Right, we'll let him push on. We will go and get the combine while he's working. Okay, we're in the combine. We will head over and get that field combined. And the other thing we're going to do just now is get field 31 sold, I think. See how much money that brings in. We'll top up the bank balance a little bit with that. We're not going to spend it at the moment. There's nothing we particularly need. But we also don't need that field, so it's in our best interest to get rid of it. At least we've got a little bit of extra cash. This is running relatively low on fuel already. This shows how much we've been using it recently. Let's cut through here to avoid hitting power lines and signposts, shall we? Now, like I said, this is a very small field. It may be one that we plough together with this field further down the line, or we can keep it. Who knows? We'll not need to make that decision right at this moment in time, so we'll push on with this. Like I said, it's literally going to take us 3 passes, so we'll charge on with this. John Deere going in the other field there, nice to see. Multiple vehicles running. So we'll get through this quickly. And then probably our next task is we're going to grab another trailer full of bales. I think for the bale storage for the wheat straw. We only use it for bedding for the cows and maybe for bulking TMR, so we don't need that much of it. Certainly not enough to take the whole field off, and it would be quite laborious because we're using that small baler. But we quite enjoyed using the small baler, even though we're going to split it into loose straw as soon as we get back to the farm. It's quite a nice way to collect it. That animation on that little baler is fantastic. So we will go and get that as soon as we're done here. What we'll do, I think we'll take the combine back to the yard and just unload it straight into the auger like we did last time. There's so little on this field. I mean, we're probably looking at now, we're coming up to 1300 litres, probably 2000 litres tops, maybe a little bit more. So there's no point in dragging a trailer over here. We still have soybeans in the trailer, because if you remember, we've got a few soybean fields that are still ripening. We were going to put those in our second bunker, but I think it's probably not worth it. We may even just put them in the trailer and leave them in the trailer for a couple of months. And see how we go. Right, there we go. One more pass here. We shouldn't be getting straw all over the road. So 19,000 litres already, maybe a little bit more than that, maybe let's say 2,500 litres in total. Good job there's no cars coming, isn't it? You get away with this in rural parts of the States, just turning on the road. We used to do it in the UK as well. Okay, there we go. All done already. That did not take long at all, did it? Right, let's just roll back to the farm and get it unloaded. Right, back to the yard. Let's try and see if we can get this lined up without too much fuss. Hopefully just jump in the John Deere there and hook that butt up. Makes more sense than unplugging the Alice Chalmers again and moving it back. So let's try and get this loosely aligned over the auger, and then we will get it unfolded with the tractor attached. And that looks like it's in place. We don't want him to unload just yet, do we? What's happening here? Oh well, the combine's unloaded. Let's hope it's sitting in the auger somewhere, or if we've just lost that grain. That'll be interesting. See what happens there. Kind of hoping it's just sitting in the auger. We will soon find out. And let's align with our little orange dot, shall we? There it is. Just about there now. If I connect this, it shouldn't move. Ah, okay. It did go in. Phew. That would have been a bit depressing if we'd lost that. Right. Sorted. Right. We'll put the combine away. And then we'll move on to a bit of baling. There's the trailer there. Here we are, like I said, massive amounts of straw on this field, and we don't need this much. We really don't. So yes, we're not going to do the whole field. Just take what we need and leave the rest. Okay, everything hooked up. Let's power up the baler. Let's get the pickup dropped. And let's go. There we go. And again, if you haven't seen it, give us a couple of seconds, you'll get to see your very first bale getting launched. There it goes. Fantastic, and the animation is so good. So, leave this with us. We will be back pretty quickly. Okay, as you can see here, we are getting quite full in the trailer. It kind of gets to a point where there is space, but just because of the way they're launched into the trailer, they start to fall out. So we'll probably go to the end of this pass and see what things are like. Maybe stop it there. As you can see, we've cleared a decent amount of the field. There's probably another, I would say, probably another 2 trailerfuls here if we wanted to take it. But I don't think we're going to bother, like I said before. So we'll just keep going. It's fairly launching them into the trailer still, though. Such a good... Anybody who challenges you and said the physics in FarmSim are no better in 22, I suggest they go and look at this trailer and the way those are launching into there. Really nicely done. Really nicely done. Okay, yeah, we'll keep going. And when we get to the end of the row, we'll come back and see you. Coming up on the yard now, I can see straight ahead that that field looks like it's done, and the car and the tractor's sitting there, just waiting. So that's a positive. So we will drop these in here. Like I said, this is a modded version of the storage shed from Deniz Farms. So basically, when you pull up with this trailer now, it will take these and chop them into the shed. There we go. See that? So quite a nice, efficient way of doing things. I'm going to unhitch that there as well. If I jump out, should tell us how much we've got in here. 134,000 litres, so plenty. Plenty for what we'll need it for, which is good. Okay, let's park this up and we'll go and get the other tractor over to the field. So there we go. That looks like a very nicely finished field, to be honest. I'm impressed with that. Now, it would be wrong for me to head down to the other field and just leave this sitting here, so let's just run this off as well as we're here. We'll do this by hand, so it won't take us too long, and then we can head up to the other field. And then I'm going to go and show you what has happened with the pond, because I want you to see what we're going to do next with that, what the plans are for that. Probably watch some of the bigger machinery getting loaded up as well. And yeah, it's been a fun little project. That I've spent a lot of time with Terraform, kind of off camera, not recording the work because it's quite time consuming, but a whole heap of fun at the same time. Okay, let's just finish this little edge off here, and that is this field done as well, which is good. A fair few rocks in these as well, obviously combined with quite a few big piles of gravel we've got over at the pond. We could get this over to the gravel factory, I think, and get it converted into lime. Right. Let's head over to the road and then we will get this up to the other field. We'll set it up and set it going, and then we will leave it to do its thing. Okay, here we are, where we just left with the bales before. I am going to pop this into position here, somewhere like this, and we're going to open up Courseplay and get it set up. So there's our course all set up. So let me just hit the go button. I think when he unfolds, he will just kick in. There we go. Straight into it. No messing about at all. Right. That's going to keep him busy for a while, so we will leave him going, and we will go and have a look at the pond. So here we are, here's the pond, and as you can see, whilst it's been completely filled in, we do have some areas like this bit here that's still a little bit undulating, and I think there's a couple of big chunky spots. Look at that, that's quite a deep hole there that will need filling. And over here we've got some real undulations that we need to sort, because what I want to do, there's quite a difference in level here. See how it drops off there and then steps up there. I'd like to smooth some of this stuff off if I can. I want this to be as smooth a run as possible. That with a combine would cause us a few issues. It would lift the header. as you went over it, or dig in if you were coming from this direction. So we want to be able to fix that. Obviously bushes and trees to go to, but you can see these elements here need a little bit more finessing. So we will jump in the dozer, because I think we can smooth some of this off, but then equally this is going to give us a little bit more stone as well. So for example, this little spot here, I'm going to get ourselves into position. I'm going to hit the Y button, I'm trying to angle the camera so you can see it. There we go. Now if we roll forward, this is going to be hopefully a really good demo of how it fixes things. Now you will see as well, we do have a pile of gravel at the front of the dozer as well, so I need to raise that. But that is now smoothed off, as you can see. That gravel we can scoop up. There's a big pile down there as well, which will obviously get the big Volvo digger and pick up. But not bad at all. So there could be some money in this. Now, the roller as well. With this, which is more subtle, that roller might come in handy here, so we'll jump into this as well. Give this a little go. But again, same principle applies here. Let me try and move my mouse into position so that you can see it. Turn terraform on here, and it will, as it gets to the ground, you can see it levelling things off, and you can roll backwards and forwards, let it work itself out, and once it gets to the height that you want it, it doesn't climb any higher. You can adjust that if you wanted to raise the ground, but what we want to match the ground level that we were on before. So there you go. That's doing that quite nicely. We want to make sure we get it all as well, so there we go. So you do have to sometimes go backwards and forwards. It's too much to raise in one go. There we go, coming back again. And if there's parts you don't want to play with, you can just turn terraform off and you can see the dots go to red there. Now the other bit that I'm keen to adjust, so that's obviously smoothed out that rut there as well. But like I said, over here, there's lots to do. But over here, for example, quite a big step up here. There you go, there's a perfect example of it right in front of us there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the mode here. We're on flattened ground at the moment. If you see in the top corner there, we switch that to smooth ground. Now if I roll forward, when you're on the flat, it doesn't seem to do much. If I hit the Y button now, see what happens here? Not only is it raising, it's also lowering. So that now becomes a much smoother gradient than we had before. So we can keep going up and down here, getting this nicely flattened. Honestly, I think this is easier than using the the landscaping tools within the construction menu. It's so much more, it feels more intuitive. So there you go, it's lifting the bottom and then dropping that as well. So it's just levelling off that that spot, which is really nice. So we'll keep going with this. There's quite a lot to do here still. But we are close to getting to a point where we can start to plough this into a new field shape, which would be great. And this is another reason why selling field 31 is because we're going to utilise the space we've got here much better than we were before, which is going to free us up with a lot more land. Again here, look at it, it's just smoothing things off nicely. different ground heights. Not everything's super uniform, which I like as well. We could switch here back to flattened ground, but actually here I think this lends itself to what we're doing. Get rid of these bushes as well, don't need those. But look at that, fantastic. Now that is going to cause a lot less issues with the combine when you're running over it than we had before. So there you go, we could play all day with this stuff. Now what we do need to do though is start getting some of the heavy equipment. The excavator needs to get loaded up. We could probably send that on its merry way now, we're not going to need that again. But we'll keep hold of the other kit for now until everything is ready. But there you go. That is the progress we have been making in this bit of the farm. This was a huge pond before. Big waste of space. Now there's going to be practical ground usage, so we will enjoy making this into more usable farmland. Okay, and now I think that's probably it for this episode. Again, apologies this isn't a live stream. It is actually my daughter's birthday today, so we are out for a meal. We've taken her out for a birthday meal, so hopefully we will return with normal scheduling next week. But in the interim, thank you very, very much for watching. We'll try and get another live stream maybe later this week as well, just for a bit of a change. But for now, from me, the FarmSim guy, thank you so much for watching. I'm really enjoying this series. Just some fun gameplay with some fun equipment. So take care, and I will see you all again very soon. Bye for now.